Hi guys, Josh here, welcome back to the channel. Today I am showing you a charity shop haul and car boot haul all in one. Sadly, the car boot haul, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, it's not going to be very good for the next few weeks. It, for some reason, is dying down on the average everyday sellers. They just aren't turning up anymore. You used to get a good 30 average everyday sellers, and now you're getting about 5 to 10. So there's a big difference there, and a lot of the traders know their stuff. So buying from the traders every week isn't always feasible. Sometimes they misprice things and you can get a good bargain. Other times they know what they're selling. So I'm merging the two together to give you a bit of a substance of video, give you something nice and fun to watch, pack it full of goodies. Otherwise it would be like a 5-minute video. I think I have 9 things from the car boot and about 10 from the charity shop. So you've got something here at least. But it does mean I'm going to have to start relying a lot more on charity shops, I think, now. If the car boot doesn't improve in the next maybe 2 weeks, I'm going to have to go and hit the charity shops at least once a week. And I know there's a route in my head which I want to go, which would be like up towards Thornbury, which has like 5 charity shops, over to Yate, which has like another 5 charity shops, and then back down to like 5 like wispy ones, and then back home. So that'd be like a 20-ish charity shop haul every week, which I think would be quite fun to do. So we'll do that in a couple of weeks. We'll give that a go. But for now, I've made do with what I've got, made do with what I can get, and let's get started. So the charity shop haul is about £15 worth. I have already drafted everything. Only picked it up yesterday. I'm on a roll. At midnight last night, I couldn't sleep, so I thought I would draft it all. The draft value was £110, so 15 to 110. Isn't too bad, I don't think, for a charity shop. Let's get started. I keep saying, let's get the ball rolling. So, £4, a hand-carved, dark, heavy wood, Asian fisherman figure. These are selling on eBay for between £15 and £35, depending on the size. So there was none listed at this size, so I have gone for £29.99 on auction. Really quite nicely detailed. My phone this direction with the light won't pick it up, but it's got a lot of detail to it. It's quite nice. And I think I'm going to cross this out on Etsy as well. I just have a feeling that would do quite well on Etsy. Let's start with this. Welsh pottery for £1.50. Any pottery I've never picked up before, under £2 in a charity shop, I will always grab it. I can research it later, and if it's really not worth anything, I'll then know not to buy it again. So it's always worth a risk for about £2. People were calling this a drip glaze. Now, to me, it's not a drip glaze, but I just copied everyone else, really. But it's definitely an interesting piece. I think that one's on auction for about £10. For £2, I got some Spanish pottery. I've not had any Spanish pottery for a while, or Portugal pottery for that matter. A simple blue and white band, quite bulbous in the centre here, which is always quite sought after for table centerpieces. They quite like the more flatter ones rather than the taller ones. I only realised it was Spanish because that is El Carmen. I cannot translate this at the top. I would assume that's who made it or who painted it. I can't work it out, so I've just listed it as a Spanish blue and white pottery. You just mentioned the band, the height I always put in the title, because some people search pottery vase 6-inch. They try and filter it that way, so I always put the height of these in the listing title. And yeah, always measure when you're listing these the height and the width at the widest point. And then you also want to include the width of the opening. Some people are quite fussy and they want a certain size opening because they have a certain size bouquet or fake flower bouquet to go into it. Yeah, usually you can measure the base if it's footed, and that should be around the same size as the opening on the top. Little tip for you. I grabbed some M&S Harvest pattern napkin rings. I thought these would be worth a lot more than they actually are, but they're only worth about £7.99 with postage. So for £2, that isn't really that great. But then I remembered, a few months ago, I picked up some harvest pattern napkins. Couldn't list them because they've all got a mark on them or a stain on them, and I've tried washing them and couldn't get them out. I was going to wait until the summer so I could like sun bleach them, kind of. But I think if I list that and that would work quite well. So I had a little look at napkin rings and napkins together, and a £7 sale turns into a £15 sale if I add some of these. So that's what I'm going to do. 6 napkin rings, 6 napkins for £15. These were probably going to end up being recycled somehow, so I'm happy to get that gone as a bundle for £15. Next, probably the best pickup, I believe, from the charity shops, yeah, I would say the best pickup, was this lovely thing. It's called Fuchsia Ceramics by Paul Metcalf. This stuff sells for about £29 on eBay. No idea why. It might be because it's stunning. It looks a lot better in person than it does here. It's a lovely blue, like watercoloured fuchsia on it with a nice glazed band and then a blue opening. I paid £2 and that is on auction for $29.99. I don't think it'll sell for $29.99 on auction. It's probably one of those things that you have to wait for that right buyer to come along and want to buy, which is not a problem. I'm happy to wait. But it's also something I don't want to undersell because I think that's worth good money. So for £2, I did quite well there. Next, for £1, some Italian ruby red and gold gilded glass. Bread and butter this stuff now for me. It sells better if it has an embossed, painted, let's just say painted, a painted flower on. I've shown you a few of them before. They sell slightly better if they have a painted flower. People collect the ones just with the flowers rather than just the plain stuff. But an easy tenner, bread and butter really, £1 to 10, happy days. That's all, yeah, charity stuff from there. One of the charity shops was a little bit weird. The older ladies on the till didn't want to use their till to add up, and they were doing it all in their head, and they were getting confused. And I had 2 items not priced, and they got confused on them. And then I had this, which they charged me more, and then this, which they gave me for free. And why don't you just use your till, ladies? I think me and Carla were laughing about it because they undercharged me and overcharged her when they had a till next to them where they could have just typed it all in. Anyway, it makes me laugh how people do things these days, but they gave me a Lotso bear for free. He was only going to cost me 10p, and she said, "Oh, just have him. Not a problem." Marked Lego on the base. He has been coloured in with pen, so I need to clean that. But he sells for about £5 with postage on top, so that was a nice free item. She then charged me £1 for this when it should have been 50p, but again, I can't complain because I know it's worth about 10. It's a onyx rooster. And then these weren't marked, and she was struggling to figure out how much to charge me, so it was like £4.50, and she said, "I'll just call it 5. So I got 2 Studio Pottery with watercoloured flower mugs for 25p each, which is probably cheaper than the Carboot at this rate. I can't complain. No markings, sadly. However, I've just listed them as they are. For 25p, I'll be glad to get a tenner for them, and I think that's probably how much they'll sell for. They're on auction for £12.99 though. I always like to push for a little bit more on auction to start with. And then we're almost done on the charity shop stuff. I grabbed 2 bits of jewellery. I'm no good at jewellery. I really should stop, but I just like to grab the odd bit every now and then just to embarrass myself when it's not worth anything. But I thought that was quite sweet. Let's see if my phone will focus on it. A gold ribbony thing with 3 faux pearls. Yeah, probably not worth anything. And then this one is a bit more interesting. It's stamped 39, which I don't think means anything, but it's got some weight to it. It's a lot heavier. It's, again, just a silver ribbony twist. Nothing special to it, but again, I think I paid £1 each. I could hopefully get a £5 for, them both on auction. So that's what they're listed at. I think a £5 is a fair price for them. Is that everything from the charity shop? No, I missed these. If you watched my what sells video, or what sold, you'll see that I sold 2 of these for £11. Now these are slightly flatter than the others, but they're the exact same brand, exact same make, they're aluminium. I paid 75 pence for both of them. I'll get, again, about £10 or £11. They're quite expensive to buy brand new. Ooh. And kitchens, restaurants always need more of these. They're always breaking, always being dented, so high demand. Now, charity shop. Charity shop? Carboot. I went a bit later, I did oversleep, and I pretty much got one thing from someone else and a little filler bag. I really didn't grab a lot. There wasn't a whole lot there. I did, however, get 4 rolls of wallpaper to use as void fill. I'm probably now stocked up on void fill enough probably for the end of the year. I'm trying to use less bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is expensive and not good for the environment, so I'm hoping that wallpaper is going to be a better substitute. I need to start using it when I've run out of my other paper, but I threw it in a filler bag because A, I had lots of space left, and B, I'm trying to use less plastic. Now, I forgot about these two, so I actually spent 9, 10, 11, 12. I actually spent £12 at the Carboot. I can't add up for some reason. I got this wibbly wobbly thing. So it's a vase, but it's wibbly and wobbly. For £1, I thought that was quite nice. It was probably a student piece. Yeah, probably a student piece at a school. Hopefully about a tenner. And another one of these. I pick these up all the time. Made in Japan. It says it right here on the twisty thing. I've not had one in this style before. The handle needs a good clean. £1, usually into about the £7 mark. I think the last one sold for about 9. That ice cream scoop is now a very comfortable bread and butter. As soon as I see it, I buy it if it's £1. Very, very reliable, comfortable, £5 profit usually on them. Now, I'll get this out of the way first. I paid £1 for a pineapple nibbles dish by Kamani Woods. Not too sure, but it's made in the Philippines. I paid £1. Hopefully get 9 to 12. I usually do quite well with this rustic wooden serving dish stuff. And the other thing I got for £3, so £2 each, some Mora stoneware canisters. So sugar, tea. It does have sugar in. It does have tea in. I don't know why they. I'm assuming it's house clearance and they just grab it off the side without emptying its contents. Because I don't think they would have brought these filled with stuff. Okay, the coffee is empty, but they have a cork lid, okay inside, and because this is empty, I can show the stamp. That's Mora. It's sturdy, strong kitchenware, quite sought after because it fits the country cottage theme. This stuff probably isn't going to break. This is made of strong stuff. It's good quality and it's expensive. Annoyingly though, the 3 canisters are only going to sell for about £15. I was expecting a whole lot more. I think it's going to be something that I list and forget. List it for £29.99, forget about it. Put it in a cupboard out the way. I think that's something I'm starting to do more now. If stuff isn't worth as much as I think it's worth, I'm listing it high and forgetting about it. So I'll probably do the same with this. Let's move them out of the way. Now, filler bag. I really don't need any more mugs. Carla is a bad influence on mugs. Carla's got a load of mugs. I've got a load of mugs. I think we're now the mug Bristol stockists. You know, we have hundreds probably between us. A Johnson Brothers one though, I grabbed 3 of these Kevin the Carrot family Christmas tree hangers. I recently sold a Katie the Carrot the other week. I don't know if these are worth anything, but even if it's a £5, I still my money back on filler bag. This might be good, it might be bad. I haven't yet looked this up. It was from TK Maxx for $5.99. So you just peel that sticker off, but it's a Hello Kitty cake mould. I thought I could get at least a £5 for it. Maybe, not sure. Then grabbed, I don't know if this would be classed as a celery vase because it's tall and thin, but possibly a celery with like a indented bubble design. Probably about £7, really not a lot. That's how desperate I was just throwing any old thing in. This is quite better though, quite a lot. This is a lot better than that. A green brandy glass, I think I'll be calling these. Brandy sifters, snifters, sniffer, stifter. I don't know what they're referred to these days. But it needs a good clean. I'm hoping to get about 10 to 15 for that. Wedgewood Quince pattern. Again, just spare and replacement and go for like $3.99. Really not a lot, but it's bread and butter. This, again, I've only picked up because it's St. Michael's Japan. I've got some of this in my def pile, so this will be added to it as a bundle. This old vintage St. Michael stuff generally sells better in bundle fodder rather than singly. I then grabbed these, which is just a big load of used stamps. I sell these by the weight. I've already got some listed, so I'll just end that listing and add these and just, sell it that way. And then the final thing, second semi-final thing, were these Lego Movie 3D like animated cups. Lego Movie, and Lego Movie. From, McDonald's. I might get about 5 to 10 for them. And the last thing, which should be no surprise to anyone, J Vintage Pyrex. As I said, I'm only picking up if it's in filler bag. This was. I actually have a lid for this one. So when I list it, I will steal that lid I have as a spare replacement. And like I mentioned last week, I'm listing it high and I'm forgetting about it. That's the only thing I can do when the market on this has crashed. Am I to blame for the market crashing because I'm recommending it? I would say no, because... I would say no. I'm not responsible for the market crash because I'm listing mine high and everyone else should be listing theirs high if you're resellers. You shouldn't be rushing to the bottom. So I'm going to say no to me crashing this market. I think it's just people house clearing. If you look at their accounts who are selling it for like $2.99 plus postage, it's generally just people house clearing or getting rid of stuff. A lot of the business sellers are selling it for, the 10 to 15 pound mark, which is what everyone should be selling it for. So I'll list it high, throw it in a box out the way, forget about it. If it sells, yay. If it doesn't, not a problem. I'm still considering collecting it though. Every time I buy a piece, I'm like, I really should collect this. It looks really nice. If I get a full set and stack them upside down, and I need to talk myself out of it again. But yeah, that'll go for about a tenner. I'll list it and forget about it. But that is everything. As you can see, it's the same old me, picking up the same old stuff, the bread and butter, the pottery, some glass. I really don't know why I love the pottery and the glass so much. And the wooden figures I'm trying to get more into. I think it's just comfortable now. At the Carboot I go to, it's either this kind of stuff or baby clothes and baby toys. And I think I'd prefer this kind of stuff. And it's actually really easy to list. When people say, why'd you buy or why'd you pick up this? It's only going to sell for like $2.99. But the point is I paid like 10p for it. So 10p into $3.99 is still about £1 or $2 profit. It really isn't that hard to ship with just like 3 layers of bubble wrap or something and some paper in a box. I'd rather have something to list. Like I'm ranting on here a little bit, but I don't rush out and list this first. I list everything else first, and this is like, I've run out of things to list. Oh, I can list some spares and replacements. So I do have a box of stuff like this waiting to go on live, but that's for winter. A lot of this will wait for the winter period or when I'm quieter because it's activity in my shop. Whilst it isn't going to earn me a whole lot, it's a listing and it will sell as a spare and replacement for a couple of quid. So that's the only reason why I keep picking it up, really. I know I shouldn't. Like, I wouldn't pay like £1 for this. I'd only pay less than 10p. So, yeah. You do you, I do me. That's kind of how I see my reselling. I don't think I'm any good at it, but I keep trying and I'm still learning. But yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. I will see you all probably later in the week for some fun. I think Lex is coming over, possibly. So there'll probably be some videos and live streams this weekend for you all to watch. So stay safe, stay beautiful. I'll see you all soon.